Hey friends, and welcome back to our channel, or if you're new, welcome. Today we're diving deep into the Utah real estate market to uncover the truth behind the headlines. Is the Beehive State's housing bubble on the brink of bursting? Stay tuned to find out.
But before we get into the meat and potatoes, we want to say just how grateful we are when you guys do reach out to us. Seriously, it really means the world to us that you guys take the time, ask us questions, and leave us comments. If you are thinking about relocating to the Northern Utah area, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We would love to hear from you, and we'd love to answer any questions, concerns, anything like that you might have. Feel free to reach out using our contact details below, and let's go ahead and help you make that transition smoother when you do relocate out here.
If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living, eating, sleeping, working, and playing in Northern Utah, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Northern Utah.
We are Sloan and Kim Peterson with the Peterson Group, and we've been in the real estate business for 10 years, and every day we help people just like you looking to buy, sell, and invest in Northern Utah, and we absolutely do love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of our information is in the description below, so we can help you make that smooth transition here in Northern Utah. Let's go ahead and get into it.
First, let's dive into interest rates. Now, as you know, we always study the market so we can keep you guys posted on exactly what's happening in the real estate world. And the interest rates have been on a roller coaster this year. None of us could have projected what the feds were going to do regarding inflation. And at one point, about a month or so ago, interest rates did peak at around 8%. I'm happy to report, though, that they are finally dropping and have been dropping for the last few weeks. So that is a good sign. Now, obviously, because of that increase in interest rates, home sales have obviously slowed down. And for the first time in a couple of years, we are experiencing that seasonality that Utah gets with the winter and cold weather and holiday months.
So despite the interest rates being higher than in the past few years, median home prices are actually still holding steady, and we aren't really seeing a huge decline in home value. However, right now there are some people choosing to hang on to their property and just rent it out instead so they can keep that low interest rate and then just purchase their new property, without rolling over that equity. And so there's a lot of people even in the complex that we bought one of our townhouses in where, they bought the new construction townhouse for like $230,000, $250,000, somewhere around there. And then their mortgage was around like $1,100 a month. And those same townhouses are renting now for about $2,200 a month. So they're already cash flowing, around $800, $900 depending on the unit. On their first year. And if you guys have ever, bought an investment property or know people that have, it's insane to get that kind of cash flow that early on in the game there. So interesting that some people are doing that, but you might need that equity to actually buy down or just pay down that rate. So we can definitely talk with you if you are interested in investing, kind of what that looks like and what would be the best option for you.
Now, in the broader U.S. context, home sales have been falling for consecutive months, with a 2% decrease from August and a significant 15.4% drop from last year. Yet the median sales price nationally has actually risen to $394,000. So oftentimes when our clients read the headlines about a crash, it's not necessarily hyper-focused to Utah. As with a lot of other recessions or dips, Utah weathers it better than a lot of the country because of our strong job market and local economy. So while some markets may be experiencing a market dip, Utah isn't one of them at this time. And like I said, nationally, median home prices are actually still up since this time last year. So really overall, we're seeing a healthy housing market.
So now focusing on Utah, earlier this year in April, the market experienced a downturn with about 500 fewer home sales than we had in March. The median sales price saw a slight dip to $475,000, and looking at just single-family homes in counties like Wasatch, Summit, and Salt Lake, we've seen a decrease in sales, but a slight uptick in the median sales price to just under $550,000. So I always like to say that inventory does tell its own tale. In April of 2023, Utah saw a surge in active listings, reaching an all-time high by month's end. This increase in inventory is atypical for the season, and it did kind of signal a slight change in the market dynamics. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind though is we've created what we call fake inventory. Since we are still experiencing a shortage of housing in Utah, it appears that our inventory is increasing as buyers pump on the brakes or perch on purchasing due to those high interest rates. However, once those rates do drop back down with 5% or even a 6%, we're gonna see buyers, start flooding the market again, creating a repeat of the last couple of years.
Economists are weighing in, predicting a deceleration in home prices with growth slowing to 2.8% by the end of 2024. But what does this mean for you? Now, whenever we talk to our clients and they talk about losing money, we'd like to remind them that equity is kind of fake money. And what we mean by that is technically, unless you purchased a home for $400,000 and now it's worth $380,000, you're actually not losing money. You lost the potential to sell for a higher price, but not actual money. Now, what we do know is because our increase in equity in the past few years has been astronomical at over 20% for a couple of years in a row, we were actually just borrowing that equity from future years. If we were to keep on that trajectory, which sounds great if you're a seller, then in a few years, even a starter home would be multi-millions of dollars to purchase. So the market is simply stabilizing from the craziness of the past couple of years to a more healthy rate, which is actually in the best interest of everyone.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. With that being said, it's still a great time to purchase, especially if you have no money to bring to the table. And yes, the high interest rates are a hard pill to swallow, but you can always, like I said earlier, refinance when those rates drop. The market doesn't always support a buyer having little to no money down to purchase. So, in reality, if you can't afford that higher interest rate until it drops, then now is really the best time to purchase. We're kind of in the eye of the storm, like we were talking about, right? Once that, that interest starts dropping, the buyer is going to flood, and then you're going to have cash, on hand to be able to even compete in that market like we've seen in 2020, 2021. So in terms of selling, while you may be selling with a few more concessions, having to pay on that buy side than previous years, you're also saving that money on the purchase side. So it actually really comes out in the wash in terms of markets and what you're spending. And in my opinion, you even come out a little higher because you're able to negotiate repair items down the purchase price, have them pay some of those buy down points. So in my opinion, even if you have money, especially if you don't, right now is a great time to enter the market, and you can always buy down that rate and then refi it, later on when those do drop, and they will drop. All right, so whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, the Utah real estate market demands a nuanced approach, and we're always studying the market to make sure that we can guide you through over whatever complex times the real estate market does have. If you're considering a move or an investment in Utah, reach out and let's navigate this market together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more real estate insights.
We hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Picking where you'll call home is an important decision, and we would love to help you make that smooth transition to northern Utah and cities like Salt Lake. If you're looking to purchase in the northern Utah area, we would love to help you out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. And until next time, we're keeping it real estate.